Day 8 was defined by narrow margins, where tournament trajectories were rewritten by a single penalty or a momentary lapse in discipline. In Group A, Czechia and South Africa met in a match where neither side could afford to walk away empty-handed. For both squads, it was a fight to stay mathematically alive in the tournament. Czechia took control almost immediately. Just 6 minutes into the match, Michal Sadilek found the back of the net, giving the Czechs an early lead and a desperate grip on the 3 points. That lead held until the 83rd minute, when a penalty award gave South Africa a final chance to salvage their campaign. Teboho Mokoena stepped up and buried the spot kick, evening the score in the final moments. The 1-1 draw acts as a vital lifeline for South Africa, but for Czechia, failing to close out those final minutes means they no longer control their own destiny heading into the final matchday. The tension moved to Group B as Switzerland took on Bosnia and Herzegovina. For the first hour, the match was a tactical stalemate, with neither side able to find a clear breakthrough. The balance shifted when Tarek Muharemovic was shown a straight red card. His attempt to stop Briel and Bolo on a clear goal-scoring path left Bosnia to navigate the rest of the match with only 10 men. This chart shows the ripple effect. Bosnia stretched their remaining defenders, creating massive gaps in the backline. Switzerland capitalized instantly, pulling the defense out of position to score 3 quick goals, turning a tight contest into a 4-1 victory. At this level, the loss of a single player creates a structural deficit that elite opponents are trained to exploit until the defense eventually breaks. For Canada, the match against Qatar carried the weight of decades of expectation. This squad took the pitch looking to achieve something no Canadian men's team had ever done before. They secured that milestone in dominant fashion. Canada walked away with a 6-0 victory, marking the nation's first ever win at a FIFA World Cup. Jonathan David led the charge with a clinical hat-trick. His ability to find space in the box turned a competitive match into a rout before the first half was even over. The pressure was so consistent that Qatar eventually conceded an own goal, as the backline struggled to clear the ball under a relentless Canadian press. By putting 6 past Qatar, Canada has shifted the conversation. They head into the final group matches not just as participants, but as a legitimate threat to advance deep into the bracket. However, the historic celebration in the stands didn't match the mood on the pitch for long. A night of joy for Canadian soccer was suddenly overshadowed by a moment of genuine concern. A reckless challenge from Qatar's Asim Madibo resulted in an immediate straight red card, but the focus was entirely on the player left on the turf. Ismaël Koné suffered a severe leg injury on the play. The match halted for several minutes as he was stretchered off the field to be taken directly to surgery. His teammates responded to the shock with a tribute on the scoreboard. Nathan Saliba, the man subbed in to replace Koné, scored an emotional free-kick goal shortly after entering the match. Canada leaves Day 8 with their first 3 points, but the real test will be how they regroup emotionally after losing a core part of their starting 11. The attention then turned back to Group A, where the co-hosts Mexico faced South Korea. With the home crowd behind them, the pressure to secure a knockout spot was immense. The breakthrough came in the 50th minute. Luis Ramo capitalized on a defensive lapse with a clinical strike, giving Mexico a 1-0 lead that they would refuse to relinquish. South Korea pushed hard in the final 15 minutes, launching wave after wave of attacks, but the Mexican defense remained organized until the final whistle. This table shows Group A's current standings. With 6 points, Mexico creates a gap that mathematically clinches the top spot. They are the first team to officially advance, heading into the knockouts with a game to spare. Day 8 provided the full spectrum of the World Cup experience, from Mexico's disciplined advancement and Canada's historic milestone to the sudden, sobering injuries that remind us of the human cost of the game.